guys, welcome back to my channel. It was recently that time again for me to switch up my workout programming, so I wanted to share with you guys what I'm currently doing on my strength glute focused days. I do have 2 days a week where I'm solely focusing on glute training and trying to isolate them as much as possible. And so this is one of the days of what I'm currently doing when I'm focusing on strength and working in lower rep ranges and with my heavier weights that I can handle. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Starting off with a barbell hip thrust, this is just a warm-up set. I wanted to add this in here just to remind you guys that before you go into heavy lifting, or really any lifting in general, you really need to be making sure that you're doing a warm-up set first, just to get your body prepared for the weight you're about to lift. And it's just the safest way to integrate into heavier lifting. Now, here we are in our working sets. You're going to be doing 10 reps, 8 reps, and then 6 reps. And as you drop the reps, you're going to increase the weight. Now, on those last 6 reps, you are going to be doing a drop set where you're going to either half the weight or drop it even more than that, whatever you got to do. And then you're going to do 15 reps immediately after. Just keep in mind that you're going to be doing those 15 reps after all this heavy lifting. So although the weight may seem really light compared to the weight you were just lifting with the 6 reps, it's going to feel much heavier because your glutes are already on fire. And I also want to mention that in my working sets with the heavier weight, you guys are seeing me practically reset the weight where I'm hitting the ground with the weight, losing that tension on my glutes after every rep. I find that doing that, I'm able to handle heavier weight and lift heavier weight, especially with that little bounce on the ground. I feel like it gives me a little bit more of a boost when it comes to lifting heavier weight. And then right here, you guys are seeing what I typically do, which is a constant tension hip thrust where I'm never resetting the weight. I'm keeping the tension constantly on my glutes. And I'm definitely more partial to this style, but I have been trying out new different things. So I just wanted to point out the differences if you guys did spot me doing that and why I was doing it. Now going into this next exercise is the B stance hip thrust, another one I picked up from Brett Contreras. You guys can look him up. He's just a glute genius. I mention him a lot on my channel. And so what this is basically you're in a staggered stance and the working leg is handling, he said, about 70% of the load, and then the one with the heel up is handling about 30% of the load. So it's a great way to do a single leg barbell hip thrust without taking your foot off the ground. And it's just great at working on imbalances, especially with like muscle or strength imbalances. And me definitely having a severe previous knee injury, it's something I'm constantly having to work around and battle with and, work on my strength differences. And so I'm glad that I was able to find this exercise through Brett Contreras to where I can work on those differences, because I definitely do have a strength difference when it comes to my right and left side just because of that injury. So if you are somebody who is trying to work on imbalances or just, make sure that your strength is even on both sides, this is definitely an exercise you guys want to start doing. Now going into this next superset is going to be one you've probably seen on my channel a bajillion times, and that is the seated hip abduction, 10 reps of this, and then I get off and I'm going to do 20 side band lateral walks. And then moving into the last superset is going to start off with dumbbell RDLs. I've shown these on my channel before, how I prefer to perform RDLs when I am specifically using dumbbells, where I like to have my butt slightly tapped against a wall for stability. And I really focus on the eccentric load by going down slow and controlled, taking like a millisecond pause at the bottom, and then firing up by squeezing my glutes to bring that weight up. But I'm not actually getting a huge posterior pelvic tilt and like squeezing forward. I just do just enough to use my glutes to bring the weight up, and then I get right back down into that eccentric load where your glutes are fully lengthened. That's just how I personally prefer to perform my RDLs when I'm specifically using dumbbells. If I was using a barbell, that's a different situation, but as far as dumbbell RDLs, that's how I prefer to perform them. And then I supersetted that with banded goblet squats, which you're seeing right there using a kettlebell. And to finish off the workout, I did 30 reps of frog pumps and 30 reps of glute bridges. Now, I do get a lot of questions about frog pumps and some people saying that they just like, no matter what they do not feel it. And unfortunately, frog pumps are one of those exercises where they just don't work for everybody. So if you are one of those people, no worries. That's why there are 1,000,001 different exercises. Just go ahead and supplement with a different burnout exercise, or go ahead and do 2 sets of the 30 glute bridges and you're good to go. Just for me personally, by the way you are placing your hips and fully putting that emphasis on your glutes, it fires up my glutes like nobody's business and works perfect for me and my build. So if you are like me, go ahead and do them. And if not, then go ahead and supplement with something else. But that's the entire workout. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any other video suggestions, comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next one, bye guys.